Hello again. I'm trying to shoot a questions and answers video here, and it's not easy because these questions are very good, very interesting questions, and they make me talk a lot. So, I will be brief and I will do my best to keep this short. Okay, question number one. Do you consider publishing your earlier books, especially the trilogies, as ebooks? Well, yes. I think that the standard, the normal way to do it now is that when your book gets printed, they also the publisher will also publish the ebook version. So moving on to question two, where does your inspiration come from? That's that was the one that kept me talking for like 10 minutes. Okay, inspiration. I think inspiration, you can have inner inspiration or outer inspiration. Now, the inner inspiration for me, it's the story itself and the characters. The characters, they tend to get their a mind of their own, and they just do what they like, and they get into trouble, and they. My job as a novelist is just to describe what they're doing, basically. I know that I'm building a story. It just feels like the story is building itself, and I'm just doing my best to write down what's happening. That's the inner inspiration, and it's basically a process where the novelist connects to the story and the characters. The outer inspiration is basically what's happening around me. It can be something as simple as taking a walk out in the woods or sailing out on the fjord. It can also be what I like to call negative inspiration, like things happening in society around me that are harmful. It could be wars, horrible things happening, and that's also a form of inspiration. And I must admit, things that have happened in my life that's been very sad is also a source of inspiration. And I'm sure you've heard the saying that artists need to suffer. They need to suffer in order to create great art. And there's some truth to that, I think. Moving on. What do you think about Asatru and the gods? Well, I don't consider myself a religious person. But Asatru and the Norse gods are powerful symbols to me. And the belief system that my ancestors here in Norway used to have is a belief system that parts of that I have adopted. And I find it helpful in my life. Okay, I could have kept talking there, but I'll move on. Do you try to incorporate old thinking in the modern world? Old thinking. To me, old thinking is, it's old ways, old thinking. It's great. I like it. It's for some people that's a bad thing. Not to me. Now, old thinking, to me, it has to do with connecting with nature. That's the most basic, essential, and most important thing about old thinking. It has to do with pride, being proud of what you accomplish, even the little things. Like, I feel I connect with the old ways and the old what was the old thinking. I think I feel I connect with that way of thinking when I do something with my house, when I improve my home, when I move the lawn. I connect with the old ways in some way, actually. When I spend time with my kids, when I save up money, I try to do that. I don't like spending money, well, I guess it's to me it's something I could just keep talking about that. It's I see this happening. I see this longing for the old ways. I see it everywhere. Lots of people today, they are sick and tired of being told what to buy, what to think, what not to think, and being dependent on other people for every single little thing in life. Now, we need to, I think we would have a better society if we connected with the old ways and the old way of thinking. I keep folding up this piece of paper, but there's one important and very interesting question left. Okay. I am of a mixed race, it says. My mother is from Brazil, my dad from Irish descent, among other European descent. I recently converted myself to a more Viking Old Norse belief and spirituality. I wonder if someone like me could gain entry into Valhalla. The short answer is yes, of course. Now, I promise to keep this brief. I know there are people out there who have this perverted idea that Asatru, the belief system of my ancestors, is reserved for white people. That idea is wrong on so many levels. For instance, the whole concept of race is scientifically it's not. I don't know what to say. Really, it's because these people, you can't argue with them. They just refuse to listen things like sense and reason. Now, I haven't done a DNA test, but I know that I have some Danish Viking chieftain actually that 1,000 years ago, for someone in Norway, a group of people, they did this. They had this project where they traced most famous Viking bloodlines up to modern to our day now. But I do suspect that, like most Norwegians, my DNA profile would say that, okay, you have some Celtic, some Gaelic Celtic, some German, some genes in you, but you are mostly Norse. Or Scandinavian, as they would say. It could be some exotic little percentage in there, but I don't know. In the USA, people are much more, they have a much more diverse ethnic background. But the point is, saying that you're a white person or a black person today is not really, it's not, we might look white or black, but I think it's sad that it should matter at all, and it's scientifically it's not correct. It's like Muhammad Ali, who recently died. He was part Irish, I think. And so, okay, back to the question. Now, basically, if you have not a Norse ethnic background, can you are you granted access into Valhalla? Now, okay. There are different opinions about the whole Valhalla thing. Now, Valhalla is not Valhalla is not the kingdom of the Norse gods, okay? It's just a building. So stop saying, I'm going to Valhalla. You might, if you're going to have a drink, because Valhalla is Odin's big hall. You go there to eat and drink. So only the bravest warriors, those who die in battle here on earth, are fetched by the Valkyries, no less, and brought up to Osgard. And those brave warriors, they have a seat reserved in Valhalla. Race has nothing to do with that at all. It's just absurd. It doesn't. It's a modern. It's a very modern and I would say racist way of thinking. My ancestors, we have lots of examples that my ancestors, they did not care about the color of your skin, anything like that. Of course, they would be curious and skeptical about people who look different. But it was what you did in life and how you lived your life, and also how you died. If you died like a coward, the color of your skin doesn't matter at all. Now, if you lived your life in honor and died on the battlefield, or in some other way, show that you have a warrior's heart, we would say, a warrior's heart, then you would be granted access to Valhalla. So, yes, if your mother is from Brazil and your dad from Irish descent, among other European descent, doesn't matter. It's just how you live your life that matters. Okay, that was the last question for now. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them. And in another video, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.